Well, hello people, welcome to the next Senpai. I'm so excited to share this video with you. It's inspired by Giguk, where I'll review every Isekai anime I've watched and give my personal ratings. I've divided it into 3 segments: the worst, middle, and the best. I hope this video helps you avoid getting lost in the worst section, which might waste your precious time. Keeping watching this video and stay awesome. Let's go. The only exciting thing about this anime is that it carries the theme of revenge, which is easy to develop emotionally and has many specific fans worldwide. But it was contradict with this show. The failure frame is one of the worst, and it was one of the candidates for failure anime in many aspects in 2024 that can no longer be salvaged. How can the creators of this anime combine CGI and weird 2D animation style at regular intervals without knowing the intentions? That's consistent with the close-up scene turning into CGI and zooming out into 2D animation anime again. There is nothing special in terms of story and character development. Cliched storylines like Arifureta and weak character development make it difficult for the audience to connect with the depth of the story. I'm sure you'll be quite fed up when the main character naively uses his abnormal skills. This is also how I felt about Yogiri Takato with Instant Death, where the creators failed to execute the concept of overpowered anime. Every season we get a dime a dozen anime shows like this. This time, it's a generic one in which a human being is part of the Demon Lord army and hides his accurate figure behind Skull Masked. Seeking to bridge the gap between 2 warring species offers a wealth of narrative possibilities. However, the anime needs more execution. It is plagued by various issues that prevent it from reaching its on-paper potential. This series had the potential to highlight an innovative and influential MC who has to deal with his ethics. On the one hand, he must ensure victory without killing, which is complex and not guaranteed. On the other hand, he must ensure victory for the demon's strongholds without raising suspicion and maintain loyalty in his army. It's a shame that the audience is left feeling a little disappointed when they see visual fights that could have been better prepared, and when they have to sit through long scenes or conversations that don't have enough story development. This anime is the polar opposite of the workout anime How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, where muscular and well-proportioned female characters are the main attraction of the anime. As the title suggests, this anime features a bunch of adorable creatures from other worlds who have somehow ended up trapped in the modern world because they have weight problems. It's not a super complex plot, but the basic idea is really intriguing. A young therapist who helps fantasy creatures with their issues in a modern world full of delicious food temptations and their calorie surplus. It's clear that this show has a specific audience it's aimed at, and it's a pretty special one. It's for people who have a fetish for liking plus-sized women. They're trying to give helpful tips on diet and workout exercise, but the ecchi comedy scenes are more prominent here. Unfortunately, it loses the intention of being more informative and instead falls into scenes that feel a bit boring and pointless. This anime has an emotional background, and the main character has a solid motivation to decide something crucial that will affect his destiny in the future, coupled with the mystery that is presented enough to make us curious about what really happened. In the world where he now lives, mankind's history has changed, and the existence of peace-bringing heroes has been abolished. In a world without a hero, Kai is the only one who remembers everyone, but nobody remembers him. As a challenge, Kai must also rebuild relationships with his colleagues in the old world, resolves to break free from this rewritten fate with the mysterious girl, who is herself half demon and half angel. Kai gets to take on the sword and martial skills of the forgotten hero and go up against the powerful enemy races that have been ruling the land. It looks great when the characters' designs are depicted in the typical Project Number 9, with each character proportional and pleasing to the eye. The action scenes have dynamic movement, but still need improvement, and the emotional scenes are moving but seem rushed, and somehow misplaced their momentum throughout the center of their storylines. It's a delightful anime set in a fantastical world that beautifully blends the slice-of-life concept with a soothing tone, celebrating the unparalleled warmth of family bonds. If you are looking for fun anime with a simple story and light comedy that flows through each episode, without the need to rack your brain while watching, just sit back and give this show a try. Starting from poor Takumi, who was sent to another world because he was accidentally killed by a careless god. As penance for his sin, God gave Takumi a fighting power for adventure and deliberately brought him together with two abandoned blue-haired twins. Takumi's humble and sincere personality makes him perfect for the role of a caring big brother to the two children. There's a real sense of excitement and happiness that fills the screen with the simplicity of his companionable animation, whether they're fighting monsters, making connections with the gods, or simply exploring this new Isekai world together as a family belonging to an adventuring guild. The anime's story follows some of the most iconic characters from the Suicide Squad, including Harley Quinn and Deadshot. They suddenly find themselves thrust into an incredible fantasy world after their mission in the original world goes awry. In this thrilling new world, they must adapt to an environment full of monsters, magic, and new challenges, while still dealing with political intrigue and internal feuds among themselves. It's about how the members of the Suicide Squad can survive and complete missions as cunning heroes, while trying to find alternative ways to return to their original world. Overall, the adaptation of Suicide Squad into an isekai anime was a huge hit, with outstanding animation that perfectly captured the essence of the DC visual style. However, regarding the middle episodes, the quality of this anime has decreased, and the story writing is messy. The creators tried to include comedic elements but failed. It looks like they should have stuck to what they know. But when it comes to the end, this anime returns to the right track by presenting the quality of the battle that culminates between the Suicide Squad led by Harley Quinn and the other survivors who came before them. This anime is quite underrated. The story is consistent and has an interesting premise. It focuses on solving problems in software by identifying and reporting bugs, but it presents these problems in a fictional story format, where the main character is trapped in a game world. What makes this anime so unique is that the main character isn't some superpowered hero with cheat skills and blessings from the gods. The main character is just a debugger named Haga, who gets trapped in a system error for a long time with his friends, creating a balanced dynamic between the debugger trying to find a way home and the other debugger giving up on the situation and wanting to become the ruler of the world. Overall, for the visually, it is nothing special, but it can't be called bad. Your attachment to the NPCs creates a cohesive story experience that builds an unexpected plot and builds emotional depth. This isekai anime is quite underrated. It blends fantasy and slice of life with the advanced political of trading business. The story follows Dahlia, who is reborn in a magical world after dying of overwork in Japan. Dahlia was grown up by a master magical toolmaker. It meant magical tools always surrounded her, and she dreamed of becoming a legendary magical toolmaker in the future. She developed a passion for exploring the creation of new magical tools, armed with her memories in previous life and knowledge of living in the modern world. After her father's passing and another failed romance with her unfortunate marriage proposal, it's a bit of a bummer that her ex-fiancé is not building with love, but only for business purposes with a trade union partner, which was arranged by her father. Getting the best route with help from old and new allies, Dahlia followed her intuition and prepared to overcome any obstacle to achieve her dream of becoming a magic artificer. With detailed animation, bright colors, and charming character designs, Dahlia in Bloom makes the audience happy and looks great, which may make the plot feel flat to some viewers. This isekai anime still gives hope for quality shows in the summer of 2024. The storyline is full of surprises. It'll make you think twice when you meet Osamu Dazai, who's always a bit skeptical about death and cautious about anything uncertain. Osamu Dazai dreamed of ending his cruel life with his lover, but Goddess Annette had other plans and ruined their gloomy show. She sent him to another world to be the hero of light and given the daunting mission of defeating the Demon Lord. In addition, Dazai doesn't have a fighting spirit, and he is seen as a useless person with poor stats. He often downplays the value of life to those who fear death and tries to end up himself at every opportunity. But he's got a knack for storytelling, and he gets caught up in some pretty intense situations that can inspire incredible stories by digging into the hidden depths of his opponent's backgrounds. Dazai may be a pessimist, but it's not because he rejects things, it's because he understands them so well. If you're a massive fan of the Terminator franchise and watched all the movies a dozen times growing up, I guarantee this show was the best installment for you. It's got all the thrills and thought-provoking plot twists you never imagined wrapped up in the concept of time travel. And it still manages to keep that original Terminator feel with all the action sci-fi you know and will love it. The world is on the brink of apocalypse, when a future war has been raging for a long time between humans and the craziest army of machines that have gained consciousness and are controlled by an artificial intelligence known as Skynet. To prevent this, a brave soldier is sent back in time to change human destiny. She has a special mission to protect a brilliant robot scientist and his 3 adorable children, who are threatened by the presence of Terminators who want to hunt them down. Based upon a thorough, outstanding assessment, that makes you think about modern human existence and the moral complexity of whether humanity is worth saving or not. I think the best thing about Terminator Zero is how well the characters are developed. They're so well balanced, and the writers have a clear idea of what they want to achieve. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please leave your feedback on this video in the comments section below and help our channel continue to grow by subscribing and activating the bell button for more notifications. Have a great day, everyone. I'm signing out, and peace.